What's up, YouTube? I don't know if this will actually be helpful to somebody, but I was looking for a video on how to do this myself and it's not on there. So anyways, I have a 2026 1500 AT4. I put on 17x9s with -12 offset. The tires are 285, 75, 17. And I put a 2-inch ready lift up front with the control arms and a 2-inch block in the back on the axle. Anyways, whenever I go to turn, so I was holding this fender up, this mud flap. Whenever I go to turn, it's hitting right here. It actually was hitting bad enough to where I had to take a grinder and grind off the T15 torque screw that was fitting in there because it had messed up the head. It had stripped it already just from the tire. So what I did to the other side, and what I'm gonna show you guys how I did right here, is there's some clips on the back of there. When I pulled it out, it busted. But anyways, this is how this would normally go. Fits just like that. T15's right here, and I think that's like a 10mm, 12, I forget. But take that off. This is your bracket on the back that that bolt on the back of there mounts to, right here. Anyways, there's 4 13mm bolts. If you just lift this up, you'll see those holes back there. Just take those off of there. And what I did for the other side, bring this light. What I did for the other side is basically right here is where my tire is hitting. I ended up cutting and using a heat gun right here to bend that back and out of the way. And it still fits factory, and my tires won't rub anymore. So let me show you how I did that. Okay, so we can still use factory hardware. You're still gonna keep these 2 holes here. All you're gonna do is right after that hole, you're gonna cut straight down and straight across. So this piece will come off like that. I don't know if you can see in there. There's that piece of metal that you wanna keep in there. I marked underneath right here and right here. And I'm gonna take my Dremel and just cut from here back on both sides. Okay, so after you do that, you have your cut. So you can see right there and right there. You're gonna use a heat gun right through here, and then this piece is gonna bend up. So let me do that and I'll show you. Okay, so after, normally this is flat, so heat this up down here along the bottom with the heat gun, and then you can bend it back. It'll look something like that. And really the reason I'm doing this is you could get those mud flap delete kits. My tires probably poke out, with it being on the ground, it's probably about 1 inch. I don't want to have no mud flap here. This is a brand new truck. I really want to try to keep away from throwing as many rock chips and stuff on the side as I can. But with this, you don't have to spend the $150 or whatever Rough Country charges. You still get to keep your factory look. You protect your side of your truck as much as possible. And I mean, it comes on the truck. So let me see if I can get this with one hand. This will fit up underneath it here like that. And for the most part, it's still protecting any bit of mud or anything that gets thrown up underneath of there. You know, you're not getting your frame rails and everything up in here, these rockers that protect salt and stuff. I live in Ohio, so protect salt and all that type of stuff from getting up in there. So the only thing left to do is we're going to use this factory hole right here with the 13mm that we took out of that mud flap bracket. What I'm going to do, I want to hold this up here, one hand. I'm going to hold it up there where it goes. While you're holding it up there, take a little screwdriver. Pencil won't fit and it's too small. But with that up there, take a screwdriver on the back of, it's basically going to be right in there somewhere. Just mark it with a screwdriver on the back, you know, push hard, make a little dent in there. Then I'm going to drill a hole through right here to suck it up against there. Okay, so once you hold that up there and mark it, let me see if I can get this real quick. It'll match up with that factory hole. and then you just put a bolt through it, and that's gonna hold it. And put your factory bolts right here. Let me do that real quick and show you how it looks. All right, so you put your two T15s back in, and then your bolt, like I said, that comes out of this factory bracket, 13 millimeter, once you drill your hole, it just goes right there. Now, from the bottom, I mean, it looks a little bit janky, especially this, because like I said, I had to grind that off because the tire messed with the fitting there. But from right here, I mean, it looks pretty factory other than a hole. I might just, you know what I do? I might just put a little plug right there. You would never know the difference. And as you tighten this, it pulls this back probably an inch. So this little bit of room right here that you didn't have before, you now have. And then all that still looks factory from the side. So that way, after you do that, you're still protecting your truck, and your tires won't rub anymore because you're getting rid of everything the tires rubbed on. So not really a absolute genius thing, but we're gonna try this first and see if this works, which I know it worked because it started rubbing right here. It's a factory look, protect your truck, and cheap. Thanks for watching.